Welcome back to our Expensive Coins History channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins from across the globe. In today's episode, we're exploring a truly intriguing and somewhat mysterious coin that has caught the attention of numismatists and collectors worldwide. We're talking about the 1979 Sweden 50 or coin, specifically, the rare variation with no mint mark. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos covering valuable coins, currency mysteries, and collector insights. Now, let's dive in.to understand the significance of the 1979 50 or coin from Sweden. We need to first take a brief look at the historical context in which this coin was produced. The 50 or coin was part of the Swedish krona currency system. The krona, meaning crown in Swedish, has been the official currency of Sweden since 1873. The öre was a subunit of the krona, with 100 öre making up 1 krona. These small denomination coins were commonly used in daily transactions for decades. The coin we're focusing on today, minted in 1979, would, on the surface, seem like an ordinary piece of circulating currency. It was made of cupronickel, weighed about 3.6 grams, and had a diameter of 19.5 millimeters. On the obverse, it features the crown monogram of King Carl XVI Gustaf, while the reverse displays the denomination and year. But what sets some of these coins apart, and what makes them a subject of great interest in 2025, is the absence of a mint mark. Traditionally, Swedish coins carry a mint mark to indicate where they were struck. In 1979, coins were typically produced at the Royal Swedish Mint, known as Myntverket, located in Eskilstuna. The mint mark, usually a small letter or symbol, helps numismatists trace a coin's origin and can have implications for its rarity and value. However, a small number of 1,979 50 or coins appear to have been struck without any mint mark, a highly unusual and unintentional error. These no mint mark coins are not a result of a planned design or official variation. Instead, they are considered minting anomalies, possibly resulting from the use of an incomplete or worn die during production, and as any experienced collector knows, mint errors and anomalies can significantly increase a coin's desirability and value. So, just how rare is the 1979 no mint mark 50 or coin? According to expert evaluations and collector databases, it is estimated that only a very limited number of these error coins exist. While the exact quantity is unknown, numismatic experts suggest that fewer than 200 verified examples have ever surfaced in the collector market. This rarity, combined with the fact that most of these coins were intended for circulation and likely spent years in use, makes pristine or uncirculated specimens extremely difficult to find. Coins graded in mint state condition are especially scarce and command a substantial premium. As of July 2025, the market value of the 1979 Sweden 50 or coin with no mint mark depends heavily on its condition and provenance. Circulated examples, with moderate wear, typically sell for $60 to $150, depending on the level of detail still visible. Higher grade specimens, particularly those graded MS60 to MS63, can fetch prices ranging from $250 to $600. Top-tier coins, in MS65 condition or higher, with clear detail and no major blemishes, are exceedingly rare. These can be valued at over $1,000, especially if sold through major numismatic auction houses. It's important to note that provenance, third-party grading, and even market timing can impact the final selling price. Coins with certification from reputable grading services like NGC or PCGS often attract higher bids due to collector confidence in authenticity and condition. You might be wondering, why does this small, low-denomination coin carry such a hefty price tag? The answer lies in a combination of scarcity, error status, and demand. Mint errors are inherently intriguing to collectors because they represent a deviation from the norm, a tangible glitch in the precision-oriented world of coin production. When that error is rare, difficult to replicate, and not widely documented, its desirability grows. In the case of the 1979 no mint mark 50 or coin, the lack of a mint mark transforms a once ordinary piece of Swedish currency into a fascinating and rare collectible. It captures the interest of not just Swedish numismatists but global collectors who specialize in rare coins, European currency, and Scandinavian history. So, what should you do if you come across one of these coins? Should you hold on to it, or is now the time to sell? In 2025, the market for rare coins and Scandinavian currency remains strong, with active trading seen across online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and various collector forums. If you have one of these coins and it's ungraded, you might consider having it authenticated and encapsulated by a reputable grading company before listing it for sale. This can dramatically increase buyer trust and final sale price. On the other hand, if you're looking to acquire one of these rarities, now might be an opportune moment. Although values are high, the market trend suggests that demand for rare Scandinavian rare coins is continuing to rise. Holding on to one of these coins could be a solid long-term investment, especially as other examples are locked away in private collections. The 1979 Sweden 50 or no mint mark coin is a perfect example of how even the smallest and most humble coins can hold extraordinary value. What was once pocket change is now a coveted piece of numismatic history, worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. If you own one, treasure it. If you're on the hunt, do your research, buy from reputable sources, and always verify authenticity. We're uncovering the incredible story behind a seemingly ordinary coin that has turned into an object of fascination and value, the 1983 Denmark 25 or coin, specifically, the variety with no mint mark. Stay with us as we explore its historical background, rarity, and why some examples of this coin are now fetching surprising amounts in the collector market of 2025. The 25 or coin was a standard unit of Danish currency during the 20th century, struck in bronze or copper nickel depending on the year. The 1983 issue was part of a long series of 25 or coins that began circulation as early as the late 1800s. By 1983, Denmark was in the late stages of using the 25 or in daily transactions, with gradual plans to phase out smaller denominations due to inflation and rising minting costs. These coins were minted at the Royal Danish Mint and typically bore a small mint mark, a subtle identifier of their place and method of production. However, in 1983, something peculiar happened. A small number of coins left the mint without this mark. This missing mint mark may seem like a minor detail, but in the world of numismatics, such anomalies are often the key to extreme rarity and extreme value. The absence of the mint mark on the 1983 Denmark 25 or coin is what separates it from millions of ordinary counterparts. This missing element is believed to have resulted from a die error or a temporary use of a replacement die that was not properly engraved. Such minting mistakes can occur briefly before they are caught, meaning only a small batch of coins may have been affected. This error transforms the coin from a common, low-denomination piece into a numismatic curiosity. Over the years, collectors have recognized its scarcity, and examples in good condition have become highly sought. After as of 2025, the numismatic market continues to thrive on rarity and condition. The 1983 no mint mark Denmark 25 or is now considered one of the key rarities in modern Danish coinage. Most circulated examples of the 1983 25 or with a mint mark are worth no more than their face value or a small collector premium. However, when the no mint mark variety is authenticated and graded, particularly by reputable grading services, its value increases exponentially. In 2025, verified specimens in extremely fine, XF, to almost uncirculated, AU, condition are commanding prices ranging from $100 to $300. Coins in mint state condition, such as MS63 and above, have been seen selling for over $500 in private auctions and collector platforms. And if a coin is found in a higher grade, say, MS65 or better, the price can exceed $1,000, especially if it is certified as one of the finest known. If you happen to own a 1983 Denmark 25 or coin, here's how to check if you've struck gold. Figuratively speaking, inspect the reverse side. near the traditional mint mark location. On Danish coins, this is usually a small symbol or initial near the date or crown motif. If no mark is visible under magnification, you may have a no mint mark variety, but be cautious. Wear and tear, damage, or environmental factors can sometimes obscure mint marks. That's why authentication is key. Consider submitting your coin to a professional grading service such as NGC or PCGS. They can verify whether the mint mark is truly absent due to a minting error, and not just due to post-mint damage or corrosion. Several factors are driving up the value of the 1983 no mint mark 25 or coin in today's market. Limited mintage of the error makes it one of the rarest modern Danish coins, increasing interest in European mint errors, particularly from global collectors. Scarcity of high-grade examples, since most were circulated heavily before the error was discovered online. Marketplaces and numismatic forums have amplified awareness, leading to bidding wars for verified specimens. Furthermore, with small denomination coins no longer being produced or used in Denmark since 2008, the 25 or has taken on historical significance. That alone adds a layer of nostalgia and collectability. For serious collectors, the 1983 no mint mark Denmark 25 or offers both historical value and strong investment potential. As more collectors seek to complete their 20th century Danish sets, demand for key rarities like this one is unlikely to diminish. However, as with any collectible investment, caution is advised. Only buy from reputable dealers or through platforms with buyer protections. Always request clear photos and, if possible, third-party grading. If you already own one of these coins, now might be a great time to have it appraised, especially if it has remained tucked away in a coin folder for years. If you're a collector, investor, or someone who just stumbled upon an old coin, today's video is one you won't want to miss. We're diving into the intriguing story of the 1980 Denmark 25 or coin, specifically the version with no mint mark. This small Danish coin, often overlooked in casual collections, has garnered attention over the years due to a rare minting error or variation. Some versions of the 1980 25 or were struck without the standard mint mark, and this subtle omission has made them highly desirable in the numismatic world. So why is this coin so special? How rare is it, and what is it worth today in 2025? Stay tuned as we uncover everything. Let us begin by understanding what we are looking at. The 1980 Denmark 25 or coin is a small denomination copper-nickel coin, part of a series that had been circulating in Denmark since the mid-20th century. Designed with the crowned royal monogram of Queen Margrethe II on one side and the denomination on the reverse, the coin represents a time when physical currency still dominated daily life in Denmark. Under normal circumstances, these coins bear a mint mark that indicates their origin, typically the Copenhagen mint. However, a small number of coins dated 1980 were struck without this identifying mark. This has led to speculation among collectors. Was it an intentional variety, an accidental oversight, or a transitional coin minted during a machinery changeover? The Danish Royal Mint has never fully confirmed the origin of the no mint mark pieces, adding to the mystery and appeal. To understand the significance of the 1980 25 or coin, it is essential to consider its historical context. In 1980, Denmark was undergoing economic and cultural transitions. Inflation had begun to devalue smaller denominations, and public trust in coinage was beginning to shift toward larger units. At the same time, the Royal Mint was modernizing its operations. This period of change is likely responsible for the oddity surrounding the 1980 minting run. Most coins that year were struck with standard features, but the limited batch without a mint mark seemed to have slipped through, unnoticed by the general public but captured by the watchful eyes of collectors years later. Coins without mint marks are fascinating because they often represent transitional periods or minting errors. The 1980 Denmark 25 or no mint mark variety fits into a category that collectors call a stealth rarity, something that looks ordinary but carries extraordinary value due to its obscure difference. Over the years, these coins have become increasingly hard to find, especially in uncirculated or high-grade condition. In the early 2000s, a 1980 25 or coin without a mint mark might have fetched no more than a few dollars, if noticed at all. However, by the mid-2010s, numismatists had begun cataloging the no mint mark variety, and its scarcity became more widely acknowledged. Prices began to rise steadily. As of 2025, the current market value of a 1980 Denmark 25 or coin without the mint mark varies significantly depending on condition and grade. Here's a detailed breakdown. Circulated examples in fair condition may sell for approximately $10 to $25. Coins in fine to very fine condition tend to command between $30 and $60. High-grade examples in extremely fine or about uncirculated condition often sell for $75 to $120. Uncirculated or mint state specimens, especially those graded by professional services, have sold for as much as $150 to $250 at auction, with some exceptionally rare pieces reaching upwards of $300. Depending on buyer interest and competition. The demand is strongest among collectors of Scandinavian coinage, mint-era enthusiasts, and those building typesets or date runs. In recent auctions, we've seen remarkable interest in this coin. In a 2024 European online auction, one no mint mark 1980 25 or coin in mint state condition sold for approximately $220 after a heated bidding war. These prices are not only a testament to the coin's rarity but also to the growing interest in overlooked numismatic treasures. If you're interested in finding or collecting this coin, here are a few expert tips. Number 1. Examine all your 1980 Denmark 25 or coins closely. Use a magnifying glass to look for the absence of the mint mark. It's usually located beneath the denomination or to the side of the royal monogram. Number 2. Check condition carefully. A coin without a mint mark is valuable, but condition plays a significant role in pricing. If you suspect you have one in mint state, consider having it professionally graded. Number 3. Beware of cleaned or damaged coins. While the variety itself is rare, any harsh cleaning or corrosion will severely affect value. Number 4. Watch the market. Prices for niche varieties like this one can fluctuate. Keep an eye on auctions, online coin marketplaces, and collector forums to stay informed. The 1980 Denmark 25 or coin without a mint mark may be small in size, but it carries a large story, one of mystery, rarity, and growing value. In today's world of numismatic investing, these hidden gems can be a smart addition to your collection, both for their historical significance and financial potential. The 1984 no mint mark Denmark 25 or coin. What makes this small Danish coin so significant? Why are collectors all over the world looking for it? And just how much is it worth in 2025? Stay with us as we explore the complete story behind this hidden numismatic gem. The 25 or coin is a part of Denmark's rich and complex monetary system, which dates back centuries. The coin was part of the Danish krone system, which was introduced in 1875, replacing the earlier riksdaler. The 25 or denomination has seen several design changes over the decades, reflecting Denmark's royal heritage, national identity, and artistic trends of the time. In 1984, the 25 or coin was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, featuring the monogram of Queen Margrethe II of Denmark. This elegant monogram symbolized both the modern monarchy and Denmark's constitutional tradition. On the reverse side, the coin bears the denomination 25 or, with simple, refined Danish typography. Now, most 1984 coins from the Royal Danish Mint carry a small mint mark denoting their place of origin. However, a very small number of 25 or coins from that year were released without any mint mark, an error that would go unnoticed at the time but has since become a key identifier for collectors and experts alike. This brings us to the question of rarity. The 1984 no mint mark Denmark 25 or coin is not a coin you will typically find in everyday circulation. It is widely believed that these coins were the result of a minting oversight, possibly due to die changes or an experimental press run at the mint. While the exact number of surviving specimens remains unknown, numismatic records and collector forums suggest that fewer than a few hundred examples are known to exist globally. Because of this extreme scarcity, it has earned a reputation among collectors as one of the rarest late 20th century Danish coins. It is particularly sought after by specialists in Scandinavian currency and by international collectors focusing on mint errors or anomalies. Over the past 2 decades, the value of the 1984 no mint Mark 25 or coin has steadily increased. While its face value is just a quarter of a krone, a practically negligible amount in Danish currency, its numismatic value is substantial. In the early 2000s, these coins were barely recognized by mainstream collectors. By 2010, awareness had grown, and examples in circulated condition began selling for modest amounts on Danish and European online marketplaces. However, by 2020, as more collectors entered the hobby and international demand surged, prices started to rise significantly. Today, in 2025, the coin's market value varies widely depending on condition and certification. Coins in average circulated condition may fetch anywhere from $100 to $250. However, uncirculated or mint state examples, especially those authenticated and graded by reputable services such as NGC or PCGS, have commanded prices between $500 and $1,200 at auction. In some cases, exceptional specimens with a strong strike and complete detail have sold for even more. It is also worth noting that the coin's rarity continues to drive demand in online communities, coin shows, and among private collectors who are willing to pay a premium to complete their Scandinavian collections. If you are lucky enough to own one of these coins, we highly recommend having it professionally appraised and graded. A third-party certification not only authenticates the coin but can significantly increase its market value and appeal to serious buyers. On the other hand, if you are looking to find this coin, be prepared for a patient search. It is rarely listed, and when it appears on the market, competition is fierce. Watch for listings on reputable numismatic auction sites, check with Scandinavian coin dealers, and consider joining specialized forums where rare coin collectors share information and potential leads. Beyond its monetary value, the 1984 no mint Mark 25 or coin holds historical significance. It represents a tangible link to Denmark's minting history and serves as a reminder that even minor production anomalies can become major treasures in the eyes of collectors. Its story is a testament to the surprises that can still be uncovered in the world of numismatics. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins from around the world, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment below. Have you ever seen or owned a 1984 no mint Mark Denmark 25 or coin? We would love to hear your story. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins carry the greatest stories.